Hi, everybody. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. Very busy afternoon. I just filmed a Miles Morales video, which I will edit and post after this stream. And then I just had to tweet out that I checked with my sources, and this DC convention in August is a real thing. They're actually doing that. It's going to happen. It's going to be like I think the rumor is it's going to be called DC Fandom. And they're going to reveal movies and TV stuff. And it's going to be like, I'm hearing Suicide Squad will be there. Also, Black Adam. Maybe we'll get some casting announcements. Maybe we'll get Henry Cavill will show up. So that's a pretty big deal. August is kind of far away. Marvel, of course, will probably swoop in there and do something earlier. So I just wanted to tweet that out there. But it's very, very, very cool. That's a big deal. So yay, things are starting to return. It's going to be virtual. Yeah, so by the way, that means they're not going to probably be participating in Comic-Con. Comic-Con at home, don't get your hopes up for Comic-Con at home. I feel like no one's going to participate in that who's a big deal. You might get like some small things, but I think everybody's just going to want to do their own thing. That's right, Soam. Kevin Feige has 24 hours to respond. You know, they haven't, DC hasn't officially announced it yet. So let's see if Kevin Feige announces it first because he hears about this, and then it looks like DC is copying Marvel, that's going to be really annoying. So they should announce as soon as possible. But that's really, really cool. Yeah, Netflix could participate. That's a good call, Guto. But I think that people are going to just want to do their own thing. We'll see what happens. Comic-Con at home, we'll see what they decide. But that's a pretty big deal for DC. I'm very excited about that. And I, of course, will cover it extensively. All right, so we have, thank you for joining me today. We're doing, we have a delayed stream today because of the PS5 reveal. And you guys were like, please, let's wait. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, I should tune into this. So I watched it, and thank goodness I did because I saw the Miles Morales reveal, and I was able to make that video, which again will go up after this. I'm not going to react to the trailer, Cedric, because I've seen it, and it's too short. But I will react to all Miles Morales stuff for this game going forward. So anyway, I watched that, and I was very impressed with the audience that they had for that debut. Although one of you just said you didn't think it was particularly good. But anyway, so don't ask me about Miles Morales because I'm going to be talking about that in a video right after this. All right, so welcome to today's stream. As always, we'll do 3 news stories. And then, of course, at the end, you can ask me, I have to get to this video. We'll do 5 minutes today of Ask Me Anything. And then tomorrow, we're still doing the watch-along for Artemis Fowl. I mean, if there's any way to watch that movie, it's with other people. So that's all I can say. So we'll have a good time. I'm looking forward to it. So that's what we'll do. Let's do a quick, where's everybody streaming from today? We'll do a quick version of that. I'm going to watch it again. I promised you guys a Artemis Fowl watch-along. I'm not going to renege on that. Carrie's is in Milwaukee with grilled cheese. Let's see here. Christopher Travers is in Northern Ireland, home of Artemis Fowl. Guto is drinking tea in Brazil. Jeremiah says, in New Jersey, setting up my new Kindle. Oh, that's excellent. Hi, Elia. Hope you're having a nice day, too. Tim Stormans is in Germany. Kyle says, I'm in LA making a quesadilla. Oh, that sounds delightful. Let's see here. Admiral Jensen says, Minneapolis, watching you and the PS5 reveal. Oh, it's still going on? That makes sense. Oh, by the way, I just got my Doom Patrol 3 episodes to review. The first 3 episodes. I'm very excited about it. That embargo lifts on June 20th, Saturday at 9 a.m. So I can't wait. I'm watching Defy Bloods tonight, and I'll probably watch Doom Patrol maybe on Saturday or tomorrow maybe. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow. Or maybe I'll watch it tomorrow evening after Artemis Fowl. Mexican Nacho says, hello from cloudy Mexico City. It ain't cloudy here, as you can see. Desert Nights is eating a 1 a.m. dinner in Dubai. Thanks for staying up with me. David Nunes is in Seattle, glad to be outdoors. Guto loves quesadillas. Barbie says, freaking out about Miles Morales in Detroit. My niece thinks he looks cute. He does. He looks fantastic. All right, so let's get to today's 3 stories. And then, of course, for the last 5 minutes of the stream today, you can ask me anything that you would like. Sufjan, Doom Patrol is a Saturday morning adult cartoon. It's very adult, though. All right. If you have too many emojis, your comment gets censored, just so you know. And it's moving too fast for me to be able to uncensor some of you, so I apologize about that. All right, so first story of the day. Hold on. Boop. Boop. There it is. Yay! All right, so I got a lot of questions about this. And yesterday was my food delivery, so I couldn't do a stream yesterday, so we're talking about it a little bit late. But yes, it was revealed by some eagle-eyed, entertainment sites that HBO Max is losing the majority of their DC movies on July 1st. Now, they launched on May 27th, so they had these movies for about a month. So what are they? What are they losing? They're losing Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Catwoman, Jonah Hex, The Losers, and Lego Batman. What will be left? Aquaman, Shazam, Joker, Green Lantern, and Supergirl. It's funny, earlier today, on one of my videos, I checked to see how they're doing, and they played an ad for HBO Max, and it was focusing on DC movies, and it's like, that's awkward. So, you'll have a couple, and they're promising that these other movies will come back, and they're also saying, don't worry, we're going to add new movies in July and August. And so it makes you wonder maybe like some Superman movies, like the Christopher Reeve Superman and stuff like that. Now, some of you are like, why is this happening, Grace? Well, it's happening clearly because they didn't have the rights to stream these movies. They probably made a deal so they could have them at launch. They were like, we can't launch without any DC movies. So they said, hey, can you give us a little bit of a helping hand here? Or maybe they paid them some more money, which is probably more likely what happened because nobody does anything to be nice in Hollywood. And they got them for just a month, just so they would have them at launch. And so then they have to go back to their other deals, unfortunately. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of a bait and switch. Max said, were they fooling people? I wouldn't put it that way, but it is slightly, not ideal way to handle it. But I think they had no other choice. It's unfortunate. HBO Max has had a difficult time launching. Disney was able to launch with all of their stuff. That's one of the reasons that they waited for their Netflix deal to kind of run out. Hey, Laurent, thanks for joining. But Disney Plus at least has like all their animated movies. They have everything. Certainly everything that you would want. So I think that it's going to be not great. And by the way, if you have HBO Max, you should make sure you watch those before the end of the month because they're going to go away. And I think they will come back. Dancing Dog just talked about the Snyder Cut. I'm sure that those movies will come back so that they'll be there around the time the Snyder Cut debuts. So it's just a rights issue, and it just shows another problem that HBO Max has had, and it's just how difficult it is to launch these services. And their library is just too spread out. They were able to get all the Harry Potter movies, although maybe we should check and see when they're coming off the service as well. But at least they had them at launch. They haven't released any numbers for subscribers yet, so we don't know how the service is doing. But yeah, I think it's just simply a rights issue, and they wanted to just have them for launch, and all they could get them for was a month. And it's just, it's a very tough business. Yeah, Lloyd, they should rebrand. I think they should make some changes. I think the HBO Max, it was such a soft launch that I think they have some space to kind of like reskin it. They should really reskin it. All right, so that's the first story of the day. Let me go to the second one. All right. Boop. All right, so everybody loves musicals, right? Musicals were really hot for a while, and then they were killed by Cats and some other musicals that didn't do well at all. And so now everybody's like, I don't know about musicals. But Evan Hansen at Universal is moving ahead. I can't believe we're going to get Evan Hansen before Wicked. But, a lot of you clearly are big Evan Hansen fans, so that's great. It's a major Tony winner, huge Tony winner. It won all the big ones, including Best Actor for Ben Platt. I do like some of his music, to be honest with you. Although I thought The Politician was so bad that it kind of turned me off Ben Platt a little bit as an actor. But it looks like he's going to return for his role for the movies. Also, it's interesting, the actor who took over for him from The Real O'Neills is actually now his real-life boyfriend. So that's very interesting. But anyway, Ben Platt's going to return to the role. I don't know how he could play a teenager, but I mean, Hollywood's been having people who are way older than teenagers play teenagers since the beginning, so I guess it's fine. I'm glad some of you are politician fans. That's great. So they have the person who's working on the movie script, Pasek and Paul, obviously, who did The Greatest Showman, did the music, and so that's going to be a big part of it. Also, it's about a suicide, so it'll, I think, tie into the 13 Reasons Why popularity a little bit there. But Stephen Chbosky, who did, of course, Perks of Being a Wallflower, rewrote Beauty and the Beast screenplay, and also did Wonder. Wonder is a fantastic, fantastic movie with Jacob Tremblay. He's working on redoing the script for the big screen. And a lot of you are Kaitlyn Dever fans, and Kaitlyn Dever, it occurred to me while I was doing my notes for this, she's kind of like Julia Garner. They are like the exact same person. Who can be the bigger deal first? They're kind of like in a race for who can be a bigger deal. Julia Garner, of course, just got an Emmy for Ozark, but Kaitlyn Dever's moving fast. She was introduced on Justified, which is a little bit like Ozark. She, of course, was on Unbelievable on Netflix, which is a fantastic procedural show about women victims and why women police officers and detectives are important. And then also, of course, she was in Booksmart. Booksmart's a very big deal. Didn't really kind of like go all the way, but it made enough noise that everyone associated with it is getting a lot more work. And so this is what Kaitlyn Dever is getting. So it's a big deal for her to get this. And she would be the female lead. So no, Red, Julia Garner was in The Americans, not Kaitlyn Dever. That's why I'm saying, unless you mean Julia Garner, but they're very, very similar. But very, very interesting. All right, so Paul, you spilled your wine while typing. I'm glad you're having some wine with the live stream today. So yeah, so I think this is a very, very big deal for Kaitlyn Dever. Very, very big deal. All right, so that's the second story. Now let's go to the third story of the day. Hold on. Boop. All right, so Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley is like, her career has really not done well at all. For those of you who don't know who Julia Garner is, Julia Garner was on Ozark. She's on Ozark as Ruth. That's who that is. All right, so anyway, Keira Knightley, her movie career is gone. It's over. You know who else's movie career ended? Reese Witherspoon. And Reese Witherspoon was like, I'm going to make me some TV. And it turned out great for her. Big Little Lies, The Morning Show, where she made $1 million an episode or over $1 million an episode. It was just revealed that Reese Witherspoon was paid $6 million by Quibi to basically do nothing because nobody's watching Quibi. And so Keira Knightley's like, I'm going to go to TV too. I'm going to produce my own shows. So that's what she's doing. She's just signed a deal to produce and star in her own show. And it's going to be for Hulu, which is a bit of a problem. Nobody watches Hulu. All over the place just said Little Fires, which is true, and that's on Hulu. Someone the other day told me, you got to watch Little Fires. It's really good. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't want to pay for Hulu. My friend has Hulu, and I'm like, I don't want to pay for it. So is Little Fires available on iTunes? Maybe if I need something to watch. But right now I have Doom Patrol. All right, so anyway, what is this show? It's called The Other Typist, and it's described as being like Gone Girl. Everything's like Gone Girl. It's women behaving badly. So... and it's being produced, the showrunner is going to be the L Word's Eileen Chaikin, and there's apparently LGBT undertones. Not solidly confirmed in the novel, but enough. Did the reveal just end? That's why a number of you are jumping in here. So that's great. Welcome, everybody. I hope you had fun over there. Don't ask me about Miles Morales. I'm making a video right after this. I've already filmed it. I just have to edit it. But anyway, back to Keira Knightley. She's like, I can't compete with PS5. And you're like, you can't, Keira Knightley. You can't. But that's okay. There's different levels of success. It's a big market. So anyway, Keira Knightley, so what's the storyline? So it's during Prohibition, and they have typists at the NYPD who I guess type up everybody's reports. So it's a bunch of ladies who can't be policewomen, but they can be typists. So this very unworldly, which means, that she's not very experienced, she is a typist there. And then a new typist comes into the typing pool, and she's a very glamorous, woman who will be played by Keira Knightley. I don't know if she picked the right role, by the way. I think maybe she should have been like the mousy person. I think it's never a good idea to cast yourself as the hot one. I think everyone's like, what? So I don't know. Let's see who's cast as the main character. That's very important. I like Zachary says, a period drama, shocker. So anyway, this woman opens up this original typist's world, and she's like takes her to speakeasies and like broadens her horizons. And then there's like a horrible crime that's committed. They both become involved in, and the question is, who's more treacherous? Keira Knightley's, really glamorous character, or is this woman who seems like she doesn't have a lot of experience, is she actually the more evil one? That sounds pretty good to me. It reminds me actually of The Alienist with Dakota Fanning, which actually, I stopped watching it because I thought it was a little too weird, but I thought Dakota Fanning was very good on it. But it sounds a lot like that to me. And I think it's good for Keira Knightley to have a project with another woman. I feel like, again, she picked the wrong role, but let's see who she casts opposite her. We'll see. I mean, I'd have to see a trailer, but it sounds not bad to me. It sounds interesting. Guto likes it. Natalie Dormer? Oh, but Natalie Dormer seems like not at all. Like, Natalie Dormer seems like she would show Keira Knightley a thing or two. Barbie Minaj says, I don't think Keira Knightley can act. I liked her a lot in The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. I think Keira Knightley's problem is that she's always so concerned with how she looks on screen. I often say she does a lot of voguing. That's I think what really hurts her. And also she always insists on playing these really hot characters, and I don't think that's relatable. I mean, she should never take another role again where her character description is she's super hot. I'd be like, don't do it. I mean, Keira Knightley is very beautiful, so that'll be brought to any role that she's in. I think Margot Robbie has done a great job. I think she went too far with Birds of Prey, but for the most part, Margot Robbie has done a good job avoiding that. And a lot of male actors do that too. Jude Law had to avoid that. Johnny Depp had to avoid that. And so Keira Knightley should take a page from them. All right, so that's the third story of the day. I'll see what's going to be a test as to how bad it is to be on Hulu. Love, Victor. I know I haven't reviewed it. I didn't get any screeners for it. I don't really know anybody at the Hulu team, so I haven't checked. So I don't know how I'm going to watch Love, Victor because I don't have Hulu. But I'm going to try and find a way. All right, so anyway, let me get rid of that marker. All right, goodbye. Oh, wait, darn it. All right, there we go. All right. Melita, I'm happy you're here too. That's great. All right, that's great, Melita. All right, I know some of you came over late because of the PS5 stream, and it makes me feel very nice that you thought of coming over here after that was done. I'm glad you switched over. Thank you. I'm sorry about the crossover today. All right, so it's 5:23. You can ask me anything you'd like. We'll do till 5:30, and then I got to make that video. Elliot says, which Disney park attraction should be a Disney Plus series? Well, I told you they're developing a Haunted Mansion, and I think that's fantastic. I think that would be an amazing Disney Plus show. Let's see here. Lloyd says, Grace, can you expand your thoughts on Beyonce and talks for the $100 million deal with Disney on 3 projects that include Black Panther 2? You mentioned she'll only do music. Well, someone at the trades refuted that, which one of you showed me. So I don't know if I didn't hear anything about it from my sources. So I can't confirm that she's doing that. It sounds like something she already has a relationship with Disney. I know a lot of you pointed out that the Lion King relationship didn't work out so well, but I think that would mean she want to double down even more so and get something good out of it and want to be associated with Black Panther. I don't think she should be in the movie. I mean, with all due respect to Beyonce, I'm a big fan. I don't feel like she's a great actress. I don't think she's I think it would be stunt casting, and I think Black Panther is beyond stunt casting. But I could see her being on the soundtrack, so, I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see here. Oh, Josh, you finished Space Force. I'm glad you liked it. Makes me so happy when other people like it, because a lot of people didn't, and I really vouched for that. So when other people enjoy it, that makes me happy. I do not want Beyonce as Storm. With all due respect to Beyonce, all the respect that's possible to humanly give another person, but I don't think she should be Storm. Ruben says, what do you think of Asia Kate Dillon's statement on the SAG Acting Awards? Well, for those of you who don't know, Asia Kate Dillon is a gender-neutral actress, or actors. And they were asked to help judge the SAG Awards like a year or so ago, and they turned it down because they didn't like the fact that it was divided into male and female categories. And so they wrote a letter an open letter like earlier this week saying that they should really do away with those categories. I think because of the whole J.K. Rowling thing about gender. I think the only problem would be is that you would have less awards given out. And I think that you would have maybe more men nominated potentially or more women nominated. I think it would just, I think my problem with it would be is that it would significantly decrease the number of people who are winning awards. And I don't think that helps anybody. So I understand where Asia K. Dillon is coming from, and I think they're a very talented actor. But I think that, I don't know if this is the hill they want to die on, especially because they don't get to compete. They've removed themselves from competition. And I believe Asia K. Dillon would have been nominated or won by now if they had competed in the categories because they do such a good job on Billions. So I just don't think it's gonna. I just don't think it's gonna happen. This gender stuff is really tricky. I don't know. I think J.K. Rowling. I don't know if J.K. Rowling's going to recover from it. By the way, her days running her franchise might be over. I think there's a very strong likelihood that could be the case. But she has so much money, she can just retire. Dane, the problem of putting it into 20 nominees and picking 2 winners is how do you make sure an even number of men and women are chosen? What if all of a sudden it's all guys? I think that's the problem. Josh loves movies. Or what are your thoughts on Keke Palmer cast as the lead in Alice? I think Alice sounds a lot like the upcoming Janelle Monáe movie, quite frankly, and they should be annoyed. Anthony says, I bet Fantastic Beasts 3 just snaps out of existence. I don't know if I'd pour any more money into that story. I think it should just gracefully fade away, and they should tell a different Harry Potter story. Does anybody want to see Fantastic Beasts 3? Be honest. Is anyone like, I need to find out what happens to Grindelwald? Hi, Silas. I'm glad you're here. No. Oh, one from Famous Amos says yes. Zachary says yes, but without JK. A lot of no's, though. Some yeses, though. More yeses than I would have thought. They're supposed to be in Brazil, which is pretty cool, but I hope they have some actual Brazilian characters that have meaningful roles. Or she's going to get hit hard again. That's what really annoys me. Like, I talked about Artemis Fowl in my review today, and I was like, how does nobody notice that the characters of color are the butler and the cook? How does nobody notice that when they're making the movie? Why aren't they? And even in the editing room, they're not like, uh-oh. Portis 2 says, Grace, will Disney remake Fox's Anastasia live action? I think those things that are based on real life are tricky. You know, just like they're never going to do a live action Pocahontas, because that movie is super not representative of what actually happened. Pocahontas was underage and should not have been dating or marrying any men. And I say dating as a nice term for what was happening. Joseph, I don't have any trailer news right now. There should be a Hamilton trailer, I think, pretty soon. James, I did see that Daniel Radcliffe, Eddie Redmayne, and Emma Watson all came out. Warner Brothers came out against her. Universal Studios, where her theme park is, came out. They didn't come out against her, but I think everybody I think everybody was like, I do not want to go down with J.K. Rowling. I think that's what it was. But it really sucks for her. And then she was like, oh, it's because I was sexually assaulted, which of course is horrible, but you know, 2 wrongs don't make a right. I think that a lot of people are spending time on Twitter right now because everybody's stuck at home, and I think it is made for a bad combination. Yes, tomorrow I'll be reviewing Defy Bloods, and then also tomorrow I also have a Star Wars video that'll either go up tomorrow afternoon or it'll probably go up tomorrow afternoon. Jose, my tip, well, maybe not, because let me see what my timing is. Jose, my tips on giving up soda is to replace it with iced tea. Unsweetened iced tea, but that's like flavored water basically, and it's very, very good. Flavored water without any bad chemicals or sugar in it. I'm a big iced tea fan. Really big iced tea fan. Let's see. Christiana, I'm glad you're excited for Star Wars news. It's like behind the scenes. It's Star Wars tea, basically. Chico, I'm not sure. The Five Bloods is a really long movie. It's 2.5 hours. It's 2.5 hours. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna have. Maybe chicken nuggets. Oh, Lloyd, thank you. It is time. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. Next, I'm going to go and do that Miles Morales video. It's already been filmed, so I just have to edit it. So I'm going to get it up as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining me on a Thursday. And then, of course, tomorrow, if you're thinking of watching Artemis Fowl, why not watch it with me? It's on Disney Plus starting tomorrow, and at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can watch it with me right here live. Okay, have a great afternoon, everybody. Bye.